Congratulations, you finally started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now it's time to stop using that school's loaner gi and buy your own. All right, for those who don't know me, my name is Travis and I am one of the hosts of Elbows Tight Podcast, a podcast targeted to the beginning practitioner in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In this video, I want to go over what we look for in a good gi and tell you what our favorite gi is when starting your journey in Jiu-Jitsu. So let's get into the 4 things we look for in a great gi. Price point can be one of the first things someone looks at when they're trying to get out of their school's loaner gi. And to be honest, gis can range anywhere from $50 to over $300. When it comes to quality though, just like pretty much any other product, usually the nicer gis are gonna be the more expensive ones. However, that's not to say that lower priced gis are always inferior to higher priced ones. And honestly, when you first start in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you might be hesitant to wanna buy a super expensive gi because you don't know if you're gonna be there for the long haul or not. Or you might have just got nipped by the bug and now you do want to buy one of those gis. It's all dependent on you. The second thing we look for is comfort. Now, comfort might not be something that you actually think about when you're defending a baseball choke or a kimura, but comfort is a very important thing. Who wants to look like Randy from A Christmas Story walking around with their arms stretched out because their gi's too stiff? That's just distracting, and honestly, you want to give your professor or coach your undivided attention when they're instructing you on how to save your own life against a drunken assailant. Number 3, aesthetics. Now, we all know gis are always function over fashion. However, no one wants to be that guy in the Instagram post after class looking like they're wearing a bunch of towels wrapped around them for class. But let's be honest for a second. If looks on a gi didn't matter, then companies would try a whole lot less in marketing to sell you some beautiful gis, like the Control Industries Journeyman 2. Probably my favorite gi I own. With that being said, once again though, the more extravagant the gi looks, the higher the price point. Number 4, and probably the most important, is durability. Now, durability can mean a couple different things when we're talking about gis. First, how will it stand up to that spazzy white belt trying to cross collar choke you from your guard and trying to Hulkamania your gi blouse off the back of you? Second, how will it stand up in the washing machine? And finally, how long will that gi last you? No one wants to spend $200 on a gi just for it to be ruined 3 months later. All 3 of these are great questions when it comes to durability of a gi, and also the 3 previous factors play a role into this as well. Now, the gi that we recommend at a great price that's comfortable, durable, and good looking is the Sanabul Essential V2 Ultralight. This is the first gi that I bought when I first started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It is still one of our favorites, even though I've gained a couple pounds and I can't wear Now, even though this is our recommended gi for beginners, there are some pros and cons when thinking and looking into buying this gi. So let's start off with the pros. Number 1, price. You can order this off of Amazon for around 60, a little bit over 65 US dollars. And sometimes you'll even see it go on sale for in the 50s, like when I bought mine. Now, durability. Some of the Amazon reviews say that the gi was shredded and torn after a couple months of using it, but that's not my experience with it. I actually used this gi for about the first 2 years of my jiu-jitsu journey and my white belt days, and I never had any problem with tearing, fraying, or the seams coming undone. It's worked great for me. Another cool factor about buying this gi is you get a free belt. If you go down in the description of the product on Amazon, it tells you to pick the belt, color, and size on purchase of your gi, and they will send you a free belt with it, any color. It's not just a white belt, it says any color. Now, let's go into the cons. The gi's a little bit thick. The downside of having a durable gi is usually the gi material is a little bit thicker. Fortunately, this gi is nowhere close to the point of walking around like a gingerbread man from Shrek. It's still very durable and pliable. Even though the gi says that it is pre-shrunk, do not throw it in the dryer with high heat or long periods of time because it still will shrink. Trust me, I had it happen to me and it was unfortunate. It was like the gi was like up to here on me after like 2 or 3 washes. Luckily, there are ways to unshrink a gi. I learned this from a recent interview on our podcast. There are ways to unshrink a gi. So if it does shrink on you, it's not the end of the world, but I do see that as a con, saying pre-shrunk, but it still does shrink if you wash it incorrectly. So be mindful of that. Now, the final con is the plain design. Some might find the look a little less desirable. This gi does come in a couple different colors, with the flashiest being a forest green. I've seen a couple people with it. It's actually not bad in person. The design is minimalist and Sanabul logo on it, and on the chest and leg, and it says Sanabul on the top of the shoulders. It's nothing extravagant, but it fits really good on you, and I think it looks great, and if that's something you're worried about. Now, after watching this entire video, if you're still here and you still want to purchase this gi, there will be an affiliate link down in the description below for you to purchase if you want to use our code and support the podcast and our YouTube channel. We will get a small cut of the sales, but no extra cost will go to you, and you're supporting us to create future content, so I greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're still here, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment down below what your favorite gi is for jiu-jitsu, or what was your favorite gi when you first started off on jiu-jitsu. We would love to see what other people use, and maybe I'll even try to buy one without getting in trouble with my wife. So, all right, guys, that's it for our gi recommendation for the beginning practitioner. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to go check out more of our content and let us know what you guys think. Thanks. Peace.